Hello guys. Gonna start soon. As usual, I'm alone. The uncle pointing lagi. Okay, counting down. Alamak. Hi guys, selamat petang, salam sejahtera and good evening to all, and welcome to a single solo man guy today. Uncle today is ada wedding dinner lah, so he tak dapat nak hadir kan. Last week tu his buntut sakit kan, every time also he got excuse lah. So today again, I'm taking the show alone, but nonetheless, welcome to all of you because we have a very special guest tonight, and I call her Kak Long because I don't know which territory she's in, but she memang gangster level lah. So jangan main-main no. So Kak Long today, right? She's gonna talk about employability. Okay, the topic for today lah, yang ni. How to be desired, or you nak kena fired pun boleh lah. So it depends on which context we are looking at. So that's the topic for tonight. But before I bring her forward, right? Let's go do some quick hello first lah. Hey Wilbur, welcome. Got your new job ready. I hope you're happy with the new job. Celine, hello. Boss Said, welcome. Germany raining. Here also raining. Just stopped only, I think. Yeah. Hey Henry, welcome. Well guys, if you're here for the first time, I welcome you on board. Okay, if you've got any questions later, or feel free to drop it in the comment section as well. We'll try to pull out and let Kak Hani answer the questions lah. And one more thing. Sometimes kan, link into the video tersekat-sekat like that kan. You don't want to watch on LinkedIn, I paste this comment kat sini lah. You boleh pergi kat YouTube. You watch from there. Like Sharon like that. You watch from there, I can still respond to you. No problem one. Okay. Kalau LinkedIn feed is not doing you well, I'm doing you justice. Taiko, welcome. Okay, without further ado, I'm gonna play the intro first. Lepas tu kan, Kak Hani will be with us. Okay. See you guys after this. Hi, welcome, Kak Long.
Thank you. Thank
Jangan
you.
stress tau.
Yeah. Okay, I forgot my rotan.
Oh, rotan lah.
I left it in the car.
Oh, nasib baik lah. Nasib baik.
Nasib baik.
Anyway, guys, this is Kak Long. So Kak Long, you want to do some introduction of who you are? Bagi airtime sikit.
Bagi airtime, okay, first and foremost, I nak kena qualify dulu tau. I sebenarnya bila nak cakap-cakap dengan you ni, I agak nervous. Sebab
nervous,
you give me like a long list of tough question, man.
Oh yes, but don't worry, don't worry. We will go through that one by one. No,
Okay.
that one. I think the crowd is very gentle with you, lah. But
Thank
maybe,
you, thank you.
maybe
You
give
guys
a
must be
short.
gentle.
Ya lah,
Oh,
dia be gentle with you, sayang saja. Kalau dia
okay.
tak sayang, dia rotan saja.
Okay, so coming to your question. Hello
Yeah,
everyone. I am logging in from Kuala Selangor. So whoever wants to come and visit me one of these days, make sure you guys bawa passport, okay? Sebab jauh dari KL. Tu nombor satu. Nombor dua, for those who have yet to get to know me, I am the co-founder and the general manager of Dragonfire Corporate Solutions. So you guys can see my logo kat belakang tu. So that's Dragonfire. I am not the dragon. The dragon boy is in the other room. So he is the dragon, and I consider myself as the
the fire.
the fire lah kot. Yeah, and interesting enough, this year we are 10 years old. So you pejam mata, you tutup mata, you go through pandemic and all that, la dida, 10 years. And so here we are. There you go. So that's a little bit about me. I think most of you would have known me on LinkedIn as the career doctor. Again, that title too, have to say thanks to my co-founder backslash spouse backslash best friend lah, George. So he's the one who gave me the title, the career doctor, because he thinks that I
Everybody is
sound
sick lah.
boleh lah. Everybody sick lah, ramai sakit.
Ramai sakit lah. So
Ramai
sick
sakit.
at work. Ramai sakit
Ya.
kena bagi ubat ni. Apa ubat tu?
Betul.
Rotan sama sekali.
Rotan semua. Tak dengar cakap, Hani says a Oh, Sharon is here. Hey, Sharon.
Yeah, she. Kuala Selangor best.
Yes, seafood.
Semua dah Kak Long ni, Kak Long.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Azahar is here too lah.
Yeah.
Eric, you ramai peminat lah.
Ya, ramai ya.
Good. It's good to be here. Thank you
Hi,
so much.
Iti. Thank you so much for coming, guys. So today our topic is going to be how to be desired or fired. Let's talk about employability. Of course, we'll go straight to the first question first lah. Before we get Kak Long to answer, kan? Let's talk about how can you be desirable first. Okay, you want to be desirable in work sense pun boleh. You want to be desirable as an individual pun boleh. Okay, sebab you look at Kak Long, lipstick sudah pakai, makeup sudah pakai. I didn't expect that.
Sorry, guys.
Okay. Okay. So we are gonna talk about how to be desirable. So guys, what do you think? How is desirable in terms of work lah? Let's talk about I mean, if you want to talk about personality ke as a whole ke pun boleh lah. Tapi how do you think we are desirable in terms of work wise? Okay, how do people view us and how do you make it you feel wanted lah? Okay, macam tu.
Yalah. I think there's so many facets to that question, or rather, how to be desirable, and you correctly pointed out. So it could be, from the work perspective or from a personality outside of work perspective. However, having said that, kan, Eric, guys, I to my mind, how to be desirable, we must be genuine lah. It's just like you being online and offline. You have to be genuine, desirable, likable and all that. So that's number one. Number two, in terms of work, if you are desirable outside, why not bring it to work? Because nowadays pun work life is no longer barriers. It's always there's an integration between work and life. Everything is hybrid, mostly hybrid nowadays. So a bit susah to be unlikable in the office, and then you want to make sure people like you outside. I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. So to me, desirable also means having good personality. So what does it mean by having good personality? I think that goes to certain things. For example, good values. Let's talk about good values. I'm sure all of us grew up where our parents instill certain good values. You know, be honest, on time, apa lagi, transparency and all that kind of stuff, right? Respectful. So those are the basic stuff. I think if we can keep up to the basics first, I think that's a good start to be desirable as a person first. Lepas tu barulah kita cakap, we talk about work at work. So at work ni pun, when I look at our list of our friends here who are here tonight pun, they're not 21-year-olds. So these are all with experience and all that.
No, we are all 21 years old.
Oh,
Masih
no,
muda lagi.
21.
Ya, 21. Tak ada orang tua.
Yeah, so good personality, and I think that's a good start. But when we get into the world of work, I also think that all this basic stuff should not change. You keep all the good stuff first, good personality, good honesty, transparency, be respectful, empathetic, and all that. I think that's a good start. But when we get into the world of work, we are not only measured by that, and we are also being measured by some other stuff. Your KPI lah, your measuring your performance and all that. But those are skill sets and competencies. So on that level, I think how to be desirable is to make sure that you know your craft. You know what you're supposed to do.
If Gladys kata prove how you can value add to the organisation, boleh tak macam ni?
Boleh, ladies, betul lah tu. Prove how you can value add to the organisation. I mean, at the end of the day, when you are in an organisation, there's always a butter trade. So you come in to make sure that the organisation is making money, for example, look good, is efficient, is supposed to be doing what it's supposed to do. And in the trade-off of that is that organisation must be able to pay, compensate, take care of you in some ways and all that. So there's always that. Alah, macam boyfriend girlfriend pun sama juga. Even when you're married, there's always that connection, right? So kalau tak fair lah.
Yang butter trade ni kalau tak nak butter trade lah, butter saja.
Butter je.
Butter macam ni, be yes boss, butter saja, boleh lah.
Is that BATA?
BUTTER. Kita butter saja.
Butter saja, one side. Make sure that is the first grade butter, okay?
Of course, grade butter. Tak boleh margarine, kena butter.
Dia upgrade lagi. Yeah, so I think, to my mind, the desirability tu, you got to know your craft lah. Otherwise kan, all fluff je, tak boleh lah. You can only sustain so long. I hope that it makes sense lah.
Makes sense. So in conclusion kan, we got to have good personality, okay? Kena be honest, kena be respectful, and of course you got to add value to your organisation lah, okay?
Sure.
Generally, that's how you make yourself desirable. My English pun cacat. Lari. Okay, tak apa. So that's our first one. Now let's go to, unless you guys remember, if you got any topics, then feel free to ask us, because Kak Long here is ever ready to answer your questions. So feel free to shoot. Okay, she got banyak bulletproof vest, so don't worry. Takkan tembus. Muzil mentioned depends very type on the type of organisation. The longer you are in the organisation is about the people you know, and a lot of it is also luck. No matter what, technical skills come second to people networking skills. Betul?
Yes and no. To me, yes and no. Yes and no. Yes, this is what in the old days, my time, is what they call as office politics. But we try to remove the connotation of office politics by, pulling cable and getting in people with no skills, tapi jadi, big tyco over there. Nowadays, I like to think that we try not to do that anymore. But what we're talking about is good networking. And there is another term for it. It's called stakeholder management. Itu dia punya canggih punya term lah, stakeholder management. And sometimes you don't really have to have the technical skills or know-how at a certain level, because if you're a manager, of course, if you are in a technical field, you need to know the technicality of things. You have to no two way about it, right? Especially if you're
mm,
working with power ke, if you are operating on somebody ke, you definitely have to have that technical
mm,
skill. Otherwise,
mm.
people will yes you lah, cannot.
Cannot.
Cannot. But having said that, as you grow in your leadership role, you also need to make sure your people who are supporting you have that technical skills as well. So you are navigating shorter or lesser amount of technicalities now because you're managing people. So you are more on strategic level already, and
Mm,
transiting kan Eric from being technical
mm,
or
mm,
operational to a
mm,
leadership role, it takes a
mm,
bit of time as well. Itu sometimes some managers, they're so good at what they do, but when they become sorry, backtrack, not manager
backtrack.
but the operational level lah,
Mm, mm,
executive
mm, mm,
kan,
mm, 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 mm.
they're so good at what they do, but when they get promotion, when they go up, they no longer able to function efficiently
Mm, mm.
because the role is different.
Yeah.
Now you have to manage people, look at people's payroll. We talk about that earlier, kan?
Yeah.
Uh, team, kan? Conflict in the team. Dulu you got
Mm,
bosses to that, but now you're
mm,
the leader. So it's
mm.
a bit
A different or
different.
change, a bit
Ah,
different.
different, and the skill set pun dah increase. For example, if
Mm,
you are in managerial level, you are no longer at the operational things, aspect of things, but you are now having to look at the bigger role of the organization. So the
mm.
skill set is a little bit different than managing little things anymore. So
So that one,
yeah.
you touch the topic, kan, is like we move on from one role to another, kan. That shows
Mm,
that they actually progress in our career, kan. So
yeah.
if let's say some people are actually not comfortable going through, they just prefer to just duduk diam-diam, buat
Okay.
operational type, kan,
Uh, uh,
should we actually stay comfortable in that zone? I mean, we dah puas kan, and we are happy. We don't want to go up managing people. We don't want to stress about
mm,
all these kind of things kan.
mm, mm,
Complain
mm.
semua tu tak nak layan lah. I buat kerja, I
Tak
balik
buat.
rumah, I sedap. Tak buat. So should we actually stay comfortable in our role when it comes to employment lah? Because at the end of the day, kita got KPI to hit kan. Bosses will ask, what have you done so far? No, what are the new things that you achieved so far? Tak ada, kosong saja. Kerja tetap buat, gaji tetap masuk,
Jalan
but
je.
jalan je. So, what do you guys think? Yeah, yeah,
Aduh. I'm curious to hear what our friends here will be saying about that. Should we stay comfortable or
yeah,
should we kind of like
yeah, 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 yeah,
test it, right? And see whether
yeah.
we really don't like it and we come back. I don't know lah. To my mind kan,
Mm,
you know
mm,
what makes a good sailboat tak?
mm.
Should you go sailing and all that?
I tak
Or you
suka,
like
tak suka laut lah. I don't like sun. I don't like sea, sand, sweat.
Alamak, area. You manja. Okay, anyway, I love the ocean, and I like to see stories behind all of this. About the ship, about sailing, and all that kind of stuff. So to my
Mm,
mind, kan, what makes a good sailboat kan?
mm,
It's a sailboat that has been tested out in
mm,
the sea. Betul tak? Dia nak
mm,
kena sailing kan? Kalau tak, you dia
mm,
dock je. If it sits there like quietly after being constructed, that takes many years. We know that. 3 years,
mm,
4 years to, it depends a lot on the size and all that. And it needs to be tested, right? So
mm,
if it hasn't been tested, how do we know that it's a good sailboat? So same thing for us, human being ni. If we are comfortable, okay lah. If there are reasons for you to stay
mm,
over there, because say for example, it doesn't really mean anything. If you get to the next level,
mm,
more headache tapi gaji like that. Boss really
mm,
sucks that, but you just have to stay because fill
mm.
in the maybe lah, but that's like come on, we spend like 3/4 of our lives, working. We must. like something
Mm.
beyond just clocking in and out. How boring life is.
Are you boring, guys? Oh,
Are you boring, guys? Are you boring? Ni nak kena buat rotan ni. Having said that, Eric, I have encountered
yeah,
many talents who just stay. Okay,
yes,
for many reasons. For many reasons, I'm not saying that
mm,
there's anything wrong with it. It's just that
mm, mm, mm,
uh, you must have valid reason to stay put.
mm,
Janganlah bagi excuse, oh, because I have, let's say, headache, or something like that. Then you're not fulfilling yourself to the potential. You
mm,
9 to 5 do the same thing. 30 years later, you wake up and you say, "Hey, I should have done this. I should have done that."
mm.
Or you say that, okay, I should
What
have
what's the
taken.
most popular? What's the most popular? I don't say it's an excuse. What are the most popular reason why people stay put and don't want to progress further?
I've heard it all. I've heard it
Mm,
all, but
mm,
the common ones, the
uh,
common ones sound like this. If I were to take the promotion, I would have more headaches. I
mm,
would have more headaches. Gaji pun tak naik sangat banyak.
mm,
So I have more headaches. Bigger responsibility. Why should I do that?
mm,
That's the most common. That's the most common. And I call it, Eric, it's an
mm,
excuse. Okay.
yeah.
Reason ke, backslash
Mm,
excuse,
mm,
it
mm,
is an excuse.
mm,
That kind
mm,
of
mm.
answer is an excuse.
Okay,
However, when
okay.
someone says, honey, I cannot take the promotion because it does not call for my name. My values are not
Mm,
aligned to what they're doing.
mm, mm,
Or it's not something that my skill set is for. I know I will have some challenges. I've tried it. I've talked about this. So it all boils back
mm,
to your core values. Your skill set,
mm,
that, or somewhere along those lines. That is okay.
mm,
That is
mm.
okay.
That's
But
okay.
if you say, alamak, tak nak lah ambil promotion because nanti kang more headache lah, this and
Mm.
that. I think we need to have a conversation about
Mungkin gaji tak cukup kot. They give you
mungkin gaji
$100, do
tak
more.
cukup,
If,
naik gaji, responsibility banyak,
uh,
naik gaji
yeah,
RM50.
yeah
Yeah,
lah.
because
Mm,
that is our that is what we're looking for, because every human being has that need, either to be appreciated ke, to
mm,
be wanted, to be acknowledged. So if the motivation tak address, those intrinsic stuff are not being
mm,
addressed, dia macam tu lah, they will stay at one place. They won't
mm,
move anywhere. Dia nak naik pangkat ke apa, no, just comfortable enough. And
mm,
it's okay for them to just meet
mm.
KPI, just meeting, not even exceeding pun. And there's so many of them.
This thought okay ah. Boring life, stay office only. I have life outside. Macam ni boleh ah?
But my boring life stay at office. I have again, it depends on what are you looking at as in your life. If you can't live for a certain reason, and the only excitement in life is to actually step up from the office, and this is only a means to pay your bills, I'm not the person to say is wrong. I'm very sure there is a good reason for you to do that.
Mm,
Kan?
This, this reason lah. Some said they prefer stability due to the monotony.
Some say
Monotonous
they
lah.
monotonous.
Stable je.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
Mm,
I know Elena, so she's a high performance person.
mm,
Hey,
mm, mm.
good to see
The
you here,
hyper.
Elena. Yes. But sometimes, stability at our life goes through stages, kan? When we
Mm,
are a lot younger, I mean, we're all 21, kan?
mm, mm,
Sometimes
mm,
we look at things in a different way. So stability isn't exactly one of it. We are always on the lookout for some adventures.
mm, mm,
Kan? But when we have gone through certain stages in life, that's what we're looking for. There are so many other things that we're looking for, but stability might
mm,
be one of it.
mm,
And going higher than what you are, katalah naik pangkat lagi jadi GM lah contohnya, kan.
mm,
But
mm,
with that with that new role also means to take you away more time from your newborn family or newborn babies, for example, more time away from your young family, where that's what you really want right now. You're even tie ribbon on the daughter's hair, for example, and it's a real story, right? But trade-off is a good package, gaji naik, and a title, sitting, traveling, and all that with the big bosses. Of course, there's always a trade-off. No such thing as no trade-off. There's always a trade-off.
So in this case, if people too, they understand their limits kan, like, they know that they cannot pursue further, so macam mana ni? So they
It's
maxed
not
out already.
there's no such thing as limit. It's not limit. It's a preference.
Preference.
Change the narrative. There's no such thing as limit. Oh, I've reached my potential limit. Tak ada. No. It's a preference. It's a preference. Yeah. For example, I've had clients who are most of my clients are C-level, C-suites. Okay, so they come to a certain level from non-C-suite going up to C-suite. I mean, this is exciting stage. At certain level, package banyak, got new car, got driver all that. Wow, this is like really good, right? But they also realize that it's a contract, for example, right? Contract is that you're there to deliver a certain result. So step one. I know of a CEO who has been contracted to do a job, and his contract is on a yearly basis, and he is in his early 40s. Is that stability? It's not. It's not. Young family takes away from his young baby and all that. So that's a trade-off. And he took it first because he needed that job. See, he needed that job. But after a while, he said, no, this is not what I'm looking for. It's okay not to have the title. It's okay. It's okay. So, one person sitting to next to each other, it doesn't mean that they have to be the same. It's not.
So yang tak nak gerak tu macam mana? Asal saya tendang saja in the ass boleh tak?
Boleh je. You nak combine dengan punya rotan dah. Betul. Ada yang tak confident. I think this is where when they feel that they're not confident, I wish that they would, look out for support. If it's not internally, then externally. Talk to friends, family members, the career coach, for example, and find out exactly what is it that you're not confident about. Is it tak confident networking ke, tak confident nak boleh jaga team ke, or look at payroll ke, I don't know, whatever, right? So yang perkataan yang tak confident ni kan, like Azhar said, it's a manifestation of a few things. What is it really? Kena dig out lah, tu je. Making sense lah kan.
Betul. Bagus.
Apa lagi soalan?
Apa lagi soalan? Hoi. Guys, apa lagi soalan? Kalau ada soalan tu sila tembak. Apa lagi? Apa lagi mau?
Apa lagi mau? Betul lah tu. Apa lagi mau?
Okay. We go to our next topic first. Well, guys, if you have any questions for Kak Long, okay, today is where we talk about how to be desirable in work. Otherwise, you want to get yourself fired from work pun boleh. So you can go either ways lah. You can take it with a pinch of salt, but today we're talking about employability. So you have any questions, please feel free to shoot it over while we move on to our next topic first. Okay, so can we jump ship? Okay. See, I mean, it's like
can we jump ship frequently? So what does it mean is that can we move from one job to another frequently? Is that right? Is that what you meant?
Betul.
Tahun ni I kerja dengan ABC. Lepas tu 6 months later I feel like bosan. I feel so bored, and you know what? I'm kind of desirable. High rating, I'll go up. Guys, you can only do so much out of this, only so many times. After that, I guarantee you'll run out of story to tell. Okay. When you run out of story to tell, then you're in big trouble. You know why? Because doesn't matter what level that you are, your narrative kena match lah. Otherwise, people will think of you as a risk, as a flight risk. As a flight risk.
Oh.
As a flight risk ni, people will spend so much already looking for you. Bayar you on board. 6 months
Hmm.
later, you go. Kan?
Terbang. Terbang.
Terbang. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Ah. And Malaysia isn't exactly big. The industry,
Hmm.
if we think about it, isn't exactly big either. Like me and Sharon, we were saying that,
Hmm.
lama,
Hmm.
the story went long way back.
Yeah.
Our parents knew each other, huh?
Yeah.
So cannot.
Hmm.
The world is getting smaller and smaller nowadays. Even
Hmm.
if you are on LinkedIn, pun the world is getting smaller and smaller. You duduk, 500 miles, pun people might know you. So if
Hmm.
you jump ship frequently, you make sure, number one, I have a good feeling that those who jump ship frequently has has a need to realize why do they jump ship frequently like that. I mean,
Hmm.
apart
Hmm.
from setting away by being a contract employee or as a
Hmm.
contractor, kan selalu
Hmm.
short term, right? 3 months,
Hmm.
6 months,
Hmm.
6 months.
Hmm. Hmm.
That
Hmm.
explains.
Hmm.
That explains, right? But apart from that, there is no real other narrative that we can escape after 2, 3 times. Seriously, you will run out of story.
Wah. You
You will run
rotan
out.
Gladys lah.
Just share during the pandemic sampai ada.
No. You rotan dia.
Kan? Yeah, because otherwise you'll be seen as a flight risk, and
Hmm.
especially, let me tell you this, all right? I spoke to one person recently, already moving up to a higher level, very high level, but this person has gone for interviews so many times, and
Hmm.
because that his entire career for the past 10, 15 years has
Hmm.
always been tasked as a cleaner. Okay, cleaner means, he comes in, shape things up, bring from red to black again. He moves stuff. He cleans up organization. That's his forte.
Hmm.
But now his career has progressed and moving up really really high. And
Hmm.
when potential employers speak to him, and they realize that his retention of staying in a company is short, 1 year, between 1 to 3 years, because he did clean up, right? So
Hmm. Hmm.
he doesn't really need to stay long, and he
Hmm.
cannot survive because he doesn't have the right narrative. He doesn't have the
Hmm.
right narrative. So you need to know why you jump ship. Is the word jump ship
Hmm.
should be used, or there's some other narrative that we can put in replace of jump ship? Because jump ship means, I'm bored, I work here, I'm bored, I move, and then
Hmm.
I got bored again and I move. But that might not always be the case.
Okay. Macam tu
Mm.
kan, Rizal got this question lah. At what age is a bad idea to jump ship? Masa muda ke, masa tua ke, anytime ke? There's no
And
specific time frame
okay,
ke?
okay, jump ship ni, again, the definition is I masuk kerja, I work and I got bored and I jump 3 months, 6 months, longest maybe one year, and I got bored. So that is the definition of jump ship lah. Maybe in
Hmm.
5 years
Hmm.
time you dah get 3 jobs. 5 years, 3 jobs. That is jump ship. Okay, because there's no
Hmm.
retention.
Hmm.
Itu flight risk. Consider flight risk. So coming back to Rizal's question, at what age is a bad idea to jump ship? Any age. Any age is bad to jump ship, because unless you change the narrative, jump ship to something else, and you really
Hmm.
have strong reason why you shift from one job to another, contract ke,
Hmm.
employment rate ke, kena downsize ke, VSS ke, that's
Hmm.
good story. But if you kata, like, because the other company pays a lot better, 3 times already in 5 years, cannot lah.
Hmm. Hmm. Then,
That's bad.
then, then Azila pula tanya, how if we have no choice what to jump, macam financial issues ke, gaji tak dapat or late pay ke. But I think even though they stay in current company for 7 years, I don't think it's jump ship anymore already lah, because it's serving very long
Nah,
already. It's time
serving
to
very
move on.
long.
Yeah.
Yalah, yalah.
Yeah.
7 years ni, companies also have changed, from making
Hmm.
money to sometime, the economic situation no longer viable for the company to be able to pay as what they were used to. So there's really nothing much that this company can do, but change as well, because sustainability is something that they have to look for, and therefore kadang gaji lambat and all that lah. So for this, you have no choice to jump. I don't think the correct word is jump. If you're staying, you've been working in a company for the past 7 years, you're a real keeper, number one, and the company also, right? You're a real keeper because you stay, number
Dah
one.
banyak loyal ni 7 years.
7 years, because on average now is about 5 years. Average is 5 years, unless something happens. And also that something that the organization has done that makes you stay. It might not be the company. It might be the friends that you keep, the boss that is always supportive of you, right? Or maybe gaji tak dapat or late pay ni is maybe and usually is not an evergreen punya problem. It might be something new. It might be something new, right? And also it might also be because the comfort zone is there. Ni dia. Comfort zone is there for the past 7 years. Things change, but you're okay. But something happened to you that makes you rethink about your employment.
Something for you to ponder.
So I don't know, maybe dapat baby baru, or dapat pasangan baru, or baru kahwin, or tiba-tiba all these ideas of traveling the world after pandemic comes. This company susah dapat cuti, but before this it was okay, because so think about it. 7 years lama tu.
Fikir. Ada masa lagi. 7 years, we can wait for another 7 years. we got a comment from YouTube as well. Clara asked if what if it's to explore different careers and find the most suitable field for us? I mean, you jump, blah, 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 blah. You're not really sure what we want. We're just trying to search to see what fits us. Is that also something?
All right. Let me put it this way. There are individuals or personalities out there who have dedicated their lives to trying out new stuff. Because to them, everything is interesting. Nak bawa tractor pun interesting, jump off from the ship also interesting. Wants to know about how to cook in a big industrial kitchen also interesting. Everything lah pun interesting. There are individuals who are like this, and they have a name for it. It's a multi-portfolio individuals. Dia banyak portfolio dia, portfolio 1, portfolio 2, portfolio 3, whatever lah, banyak. It's good to be feeling that element of freedom, but again, having said that, if you don't find the right narrative to showcase what you are really capable of, meaning your craft, right? Your traits and your craft might be a little bit difficult. So there might be one or two things that if this person is having conversation with me, engaging me in a career conversation, is that we might want to explore what would be the baseline for this person. Are they really good with people, for example? Are they enjoying interpreting data and turning into stories, for example? So that's one. And then we're going to kind of massage and create that path so that they feel that they're using all of this baseline in terms of so it might not be 100% fit, but at least there's some alignment to what their core soul is calling for them. So explore different careers, yes, but don't do it until you are late in the career already. It's kind of flight risk.
Flight risk lagi, huh?
Flight risk.
Everything flight risk. Okay, now, need to minum air or not? You've been answering questions non-stop now.
Migraine.
Okay. Wow, non-stop questions ni. I mean,
Ah,
guys, keep it coming. Kak Long is
yes, yes.
enjoying herself. Akan
Oh,
lai, semua datang.
I am.
So, Ashraf, almost all articles I read, right, saying that changing jobs at this time is not good due to global recessions. What's your take on this?
Okay. It sounded
Ah,
tricky, but not that much. So let us break down the question a little bit, lah, Ashraf. So, okay, changing job at the time is not a good time due to global recession. Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit about global recession. Dia global recession ni, either global recession or not, there's always um situation where it works for you. Okay, in fact, during the 2.5 years of pandemic lockdown and all that, so many people are saying do not resign because it's difficult to get a job, or if you look for a job it's difficult for people to hire you, yada yada yada. Now, just to share this, 2.5 years, I've seen more than 10 contracts at sea level being signed, accepted, and half of that have gone off outside of Malaysia for international assignment. So what does that mean? Global recession ke, tak global recession ke, there is always a need for good talent who knows
hmm,
their craft.
betul, betul. Bagus.
Ah, kan, kalau nak
Hmm.
change job, janganlah I wake up this morning, I feel like I want to change job and then you bagi 24 hours. Unless you have some solid, uh, life saving for the next 6 to 12 months, don't do that. Then
Hmm.
let's say, jangan macam tu. Oh, you've been abused at work. Okay, go.
Hmm.
Or you've been whatever lah. You kena abuse, you kena paksa, or you've been whatever yang makes you threaten your health, threaten your life. Those okay go. But you need to also plan. You need to also plan. Don't just go like that.
Hmm.
So having said that, you need to plan. If you are planning to leave, make sure you give some timeline.
Hmm.
You give some timeline, right? Katakan, alright lah, 3 months. I'm giving myself 3 months. Then you plan lah for 3 months to exit. You strategize lah. Don't just simply, I feel like leaving lah. I don't know why. Tak boleh lah. So you need to strategize. Macam nak pergi war, you make sure you bawa your bullet vest you macam I kan. Nak
Hmm.
datang punya
Hmm.
section bullet
Okay.
vest tepat tadi.
Okay.
So I hope
Next
I
question.
answered.
Soalan. Elina, lagi. Is having prefixes or suffixes to your name make a person more desirable for employability? Oh, if I understand correctly, meaning the other title lah. Is that what I'm saying? Prefixes, suffixes.
I think
Title
so.
depan nama.
Title,
Title depan
I
nama.
rasa lah macam title macam Dr. Eric contohnya kan.
Saya pun tak pakai doktor, pakai Eric Seals saja.
Or more so in a technical role, as an IR ke apa ke. I think to some extent, yes, it stands out. It stands out. I mean, it's a brand and it stands out, and it's like a door opener lah, door opener. But after the door dah open, you better make sure you prove you know your trade.
Dah papa kan title. Dah papa
sudah
title tak tahu nama, tak tahu buat kerja lah. Habis
tak tahu buat kerja, susah lah. So backfire lah kan. So to me, to have suffixes or prefixes, whatever lah yang awal-awal tu kan, is almost like a brand. It validates your capabilities if it's technical whatsoever. But you better know your craft. You better know.
Better know your craft. Betul. I mean, if you can put your title in front, make sure we know how to do the job lah. Okay.
Yes.
Don't be like me lah. Kata dia doktor tapi tak buat doktor macam tu.
You boleh operate brain ke, operate mata ke.
Tak boleh lah. That one is surgeon already. Specialized
Kan.
already.
Satu lagi kan, so very interesting question about having the prefixes. So for example, some of us have taken their MBA kan, dah lepas dah MBA ni. Tak kira lah MBA tu mana-mana pun. To me, anything that's got to do with your education and all that, for all means, go on. Because learning is learning. We continuous learning until the day we die.
Betul.
But if you want to use your MBA kat belakang tu, whatever your name is, and then you letak lah kat belakang tu MBA ke or PhD whatsoever, again, make sure you know your stuff. Otherwise, then the trust is lost. So make sure you know your craft.
Berhati-hati ya. Okay.
Kena berhati-hati. Itulah.
Jangan tayang saja tau. Kena buat
jangan
kerja.
tayang je. Kan? I hope I have answered Elina's question lah.
Yeah. Now, Fairuz's turn.
Fairuz.
How about career advancement? If stay at current company and there's no way to grow, should we stay or find a better place?
Okay. Good question. I get this all the time. So first and foremost, we need to understand what does it mean to you. No way to grow, but basically I think grow ni in terms of not body lah kan. Grow body sideways.
Sideways saja sekarang, cannot go taller.
Again, so I think, Fairuz, sorry, I'm just teasing you. I think what you meant is that there's no way to grow in terms of personal development, personal and professional development, or it might be grow in terms of package, gaji. So it might also grow in a sense of responsibility. So it might also grow to what do you call that, title and all that, leading a bigger team or learning something new. So it can be anything. You need to know what is the meaning of grow first to you. So because whatever that means to you doesn't mean that it's applicable to anyone else. So your question is, should you stay or find a better place? If your organization has the ability to provide you either a vertical or horizontal shift, and there are enough policies and ecosystem to support this movement, I think first and foremost, you need to explore that. There are so many companies who have that in place. Even the line managers have been trained to have that conversation with their subordinates for transiting from one place to another. It could be horizontal, it could be vertical shift. So they have been trained to all of this. Having said that, what's on paper is not necessarily the reality. I know that. Okay, so if there are such kind of support, do explore that option first, because we make decisions based on options. If there is only one option, then there's not much choice, isn't it? So make sure you have explored your options. Kalau kata in-house ada option, then you explore with that. What else? Have I done enough to explore this option? Have I done enough talking, asking so many other people? If your desire, say for example, to move from one location here in KL to another subsidiary somewhere in katalah London, for example, I'm just giving an example. And this is also based on some of the cases or rather, engagement that I've done. The company is big enough and the ecosystem is there, policy is done, but he has not done enough in making inquiries. So if you like the culture, because you've stayed quite long, if you like a lot of things about the organization, give it a last fight. Give it a last fight. If it still happens, give it a last fight. Make sure you speak to your managers, your connection, whoever else, HR, head of HR, whatever. Give it a last fight until you say to yourself, I've done enough and there is no way to go anywhere else, horizontal ke, vertical ke, then make that option. Remember, we make choice based on options.
Yeah, exhaust all the options first lah. If dah cuba, semua tak jalan tu, okay lah. It's time to move on.
It's time to move on. So when he said or find a better place, mungkin it's not a better place, but maybe a place where it allows him to grow, where he doesn't get it in his current present place. That's what it is. It's not a better place, but it's just a place where he can have what he doesn't have.
Ya mungkin cubicle besar dapat size grow sideways lagi, better place kan.
Lagi kan. Yeah, you
Aiyo.
never know, right?
Sorry if I was joking.
Yeah. So I hope I have addressed Fairuz punya question lah.
Very, very in detail. Guys, we only got last 10 minutes. So you want to tanya
so
kan? You cepat-cepat. So fast, no? Answer questions tak henti-henti. Oh. So if you want to ask, we got only last 10 minutes. So don't be shy, okay? You know what? Cepat-cepat tekan. Kalau tak, you have to cari Kak Hani personally. That time no more. You cannot hide from the rotan already. You should just...
Tu ada soalan tu apa? You want to pick another...
Our next topic, our next one lah. Now, of all these things, right? Last round, actually, we had a session with Asha lah, to say that how to climb the ladder fast, kan? But do we really need to climb the ladder so fast? Like Fast and Furious macam tu. Naik mendadak.
Fast and Furious. Naik mendadak.
Do we need to climb the ladder that fast?
Okay, so very interesting question and very interesting choice of words in the question. Do we need? I macam tu lah. I will analyze the choice of words first. Do we need to climb the ladder fast? My question is why? 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 I don't know. I don't have the answer. Whoever is asking this question must have thought about this question for a reason. Do I need to climb the ladder fast? And I will ask the question why. The answer might sound like this, because I want to get there faster. Of course. So the next question is, where is there? Where is there? There tu apa?
Semua ni pondering questions. You kena fikir, self-reflection. But for gaji wise, kalau most of the time either is I doubt people go for the pangkat lah. Okay lah, maybe pangkat tu besar sikit, cakap ada lah, few ego naik kembang sikit, but of course ego one. Otherwise it's gaji lah, duit besar sikit kan. So it's like, do we really need the pangkat? Do we really need the gaji at our current status? So is there a need for us to climb that fast, unless it all boils down to our commitments kan?
Yes. And exactly what are you looking for? If and this is where the reflection questions needs to come in, as do we need to climb the ladder fast? Actually, there are two questions in this one question. Do we need to climb?
First, you need to climb or not?
First, you need to climb or not, and then faster or slower. Because the ladder doesn't work like a ladder anymore. Nowadays, it's no longer just a ladder, it's a lattice. Lattice kan? It go like that, it go like that, whatever way lah. Sometimes it's not even like that. It goes here first and then it goes out or like that. It really doesn't matter. Right? So the ladder, if you're talking about climbing ladder, it must be something along the line of thinking about the gaji, thinking about the not only gaji but the title and all that. So more of an extrinsic functions. Okay, so not intrinsic, because if you're talking about intrinsic, the climbing the ladder is no longer important. So instead of chasing for gaji, okay, they will talk about what this financial stability will do for my family. You see? So it's about stability. It's no longer about the gaji alone, right? So that's what it like. There's no hard answer to that. So there's a few pointing questions to that question.
Okay, bagus. So guys, You want to panjat too, sometimes got tangga, but these days also don't know the tangga, whether it's crooked tangga, straight tangga, the tangga doesn't exist, you're going to search for it. Sometimes you don't want to panjat, they throw the tangga to you and hentak you, then you have no choice but to climb it, but no gaji naik, got titles
Ah,
saja. Also can happen lah, macam tu.
can. But Eric, remember, we make our choice based on options. So take a look at the options that has been presented to us. If it's important enough, we need to exhaust all of these options. Then we make choices.
Don't feel pressured making decisions lah. We have to lay down
Yes.
all the options first, then
Yes.
take our best bet lah. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Bagus.
That's
Bagus.
it.
That's it.
Oh,
Last 5 minutes.
wow. Time
Okay
flies,
lah,
man.
we very fast lah, very fast lah. So at the end of the day kan, how we desire fire semua reward semua benda tu kan. One final question just to wrap it up lah. Despite all this employment stuff like that, how can we stay sane? Macam janganlah go menggila babi ke, or just don't go crazy ke. No, just
Yeah.
how to stay happy, stay
Yeah.
have fun in our work, our day-to-day
Yeah.
life, because work will comprise most of our hours every in the day already. So spend most of
Yeah.
the time working
Sure.
as well. So
Yeah.
how can
Yeah.
we stay sane while
Yeah.
still remain desirable and in terms of employment, stuff like that?
Yeah. Staying sane. I think at the end of the day, I don't think anyone wants to wake up in the morning and tell himself or herself, I'm going to be sad today. I don't think so. I like to think there's no one like that, right? Everybody wants to wake up and feeling fulfilled and happy and all that. But the question is how? I think one, there's so many that I like to think we ought to do. But one thing for sure is to learn and have the ability to say no.
Betul?
Learn and have the ability to say no. And what it is doing is that we're putting perimeters and pushing what is not needed, right? And of course, do what we love, like Azahar said, do what we love, and do not put all eggs in one little basket. You know, you slog in, slog out, and one day you wake up, you are no longer needed. So no one is indispensable. So
Just so happen you touch this kan, indispensable part, Elina. So one final question pop up. How to prepare the mind kalau we kena fire? Because we are not indispensable.
Yeah. So there is a framework, a change framework where change framework it assess your acceptance of change. Acceptance of change ni actually you can measure. There is a measurement to acceptance of change, and especially for those who have been fired ke, downsized ke, you know, along those lines. And they say that, and this particular framework is also validated by a framework done many years ago, related to death. Related to that, somebody dies, you yang
Okay.
tinggal ni, you rasa sedih, right? So the sadness and all that is tied to that because there are changes in life. So we need to understand at where we are in terms of accepting the fact that we are fired and we have to move on. If we are still wallowing, you know, still feel sad, cannot move on and all that, we are at stage 1, for example. So there are stages, ada 8 stages. So we need to talk to professionals to understand at what stage that you are. Because as much as you are pushing to go here, do there, whatnot, but if your mind is still at stage 1, nothing works. Nothing works.
Okay.
So
Nothing
come
works.
talk to a professional and see, you know, at what stage so that we can plan and
Okay.
have an
Okay.
exit plan.
Okay lah. One last question
Oh.
for our young graduates. For our young graduates. Henry tanya, okay.
Henry,
in your
okay.
opinion, what's the common challenges currently faced by the younger generation, fresh graduates?
Self-confidence.
Dengar tu. Self-confidence. Tolong
Self-confidence.
mark up
Self-confidence.
confidence.
Yeah, self-confidence about apa tahu? They are comparing themselves to those who have been in the job market
Industry
or in
lah.
the
Yeah.
industry. Cannot. You cannot because you are unique. So bring your uniqueness, your beautiful personality, your vibrant personality and likability. Never underestimate your likability star. Bring it, bring it. So yang tu, build your self-confidence. If you think you tak ada skill, yeah, fine, because you're still fresh grad mah. Right?
No confidence can go and find Kak Long, okay? She'll whip
cari
you
I.
into shape. Cari. No confidence, will get confidence already. Every day face the rotan.
Kan? I think self-confidence.
Wah, Sharon watch until the end. So nice.
Alamak
1
lah.
hour tak cukup. Alamak.
Ayo.
Next round lah, Sharon. You invite Kak Long lah. Sharon, you invite Kak Hani to your place. Then after we'll conduct a live session together. Okay? Itu cut.
Lah. With Sharon kan? Boleh.
Okay, Sharon. You got guests ready, Cannot run, okay?
I hope I've done justice to all the questions.
Yeah. I think you did. You covered all the questions already. Right, fantastic. Right, guys. We're at 9 o'clock. So, Kak Long, you got any last final advice to everybody who's tuning in so that they have one piece of advice that they can take home?
Love yourself. Truly.
Okay. Yes.
Love yourself.
One line.
Despite the noises and all that, love yourself. Love yourself.
Bagus. Okay, guys, look in the mirror, okay? Tell you 10 times, love yourself. I love me. Okay, I love you. Just look at the mirror. That's all we have, guys. Thank you, Kak Long, for joining us. Little stay sekejap, okay? And for those who have tuned in, thank you very much for your time. Fun session, learn a lot of things too. I duduk today just angguk saja. Okay, betul. Itu je saya buat. But great to have you guys. We'll see you guys back in 2 weeks. And until then, thank you very much. Stay safe, and we'll see you around. Have a great evening ahead.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Tak payah cium-cium kakak ni.
Aduh.
Bye guys. See ya.
I love you guys.